Hey everybody, this is E from E's Workout Channel. Today I'm going to do a video that's a little bit different from the norm. This one isn't going to be about supplements or exercises or anything like that. This one is going to be about anime. I'm a huge anime fan. I love anime. I've seen so many of them. I can't even keep count of them, to be honest. I watch anime all the time. And today this video is going to be Fairy Tail versus Seven Deadly Sins. Which one is better? And I'm actually going to use I'm going to use a point system, but I'm only going to use 4s and 5s. Neither one of the animes would get anything lower than a 4, to be honest. They're both two of the best I've seen. I'm going to have 6 categories I'm going to judge them by. I'm going to have animation, story, characters, music, protagonists, and comedy. Those are going to be the 6 categories I'm going to, score them by. Then at the end, we'll see which one get the highest total. And I'll give my opinion on both of the animes. I happen to like both of them. So here we go. The first category is animation. Now, Fairy Tail and Seven Deadly Sins look incredibly similar, to be honest. To be honest, the anime, if I didn't know any better, I would think the same person made both of them. So I'm going to give them both 5s in animation. In fact, let me go ahead and put that down now. I'm going to give them both 5s. I could give them 4s, to be honest, but I'm going to give them 5s. Because I have seen better character models in other animes. But where Fairy Tail and Seven Deadly Sins really shines is the battles. That's when you really get to see how good the animation really is. And they're both, up there with the best of them. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give both of them 5s. And, yeah, move on. Let's see. The next category is going to be story. Now, in terms of story, I think Fairy Tail will probably be more TVPG, kind of like Dragon Ball Z. And I think Seven Deadly Sins would be kind of more like a TV-14. It's geared toward a little bit slightly more mature audience. It's not rated R by any means, but it's definitely a little bit more mature than Fairy Tail is. Now, Fairy Tail, this is the way their story structure normally is. They'll go on adventure, have a big battle, then there'll be a lot of filler, then another adventure, then filler, and it kind of goes that way. Now, let me say this. Even though Fairy Tail has a lot of filler, they have some of the best filler I've ever seen in anime. This is the only anime where I actually look forward to the filler as much as the action. I probably should have mentioned these are both fighting animes. I would assume that anybody who's watching the video know what they are, but they're both fighting animes and both in the action genre, and very, very similar, to be honest. But Seven Deadly Sins story is more linear. Like, it starts off at the beginning and then it goes towards a certain point, and it follows that point. Like, you're going from a beginning to an end, and the story stays consistent, all the way through. Whereas Fairy Tail is kind of like it's like just a bunch of different adventures. Whereas Seven Deadly Sins story is just one story that goes linear. I think the stories are good in both. I love the stories in both. Like I said, Fairy Tail is the best filler I've ever seen in any anime. So I think Seven Deadly Sins story is just a little bit, I don't know, it seems to have just a little bit more impact, just slightly harder punch to it. So I'm going to give Fairy Tail a 4, and I'm going to give Seven Deadly Sins a 5 for story. The next category is characters. Both animes have the coolest, badass characters in both of them. Fairy Tail has a lot more characters. I should have mentioned in the story section that Fairy Tail has a lot more episodes than Seven Deadly Sins. A lot more. So it goes on for a much longer time. But between the two, Fairy Tail definitely has way more characters. But it feels like Seven Deadly Sins characters are fleshed out a little bit better. Like in Fairy Tail, you have some really cool characters. But then you have some characters that some people may not really care much about. Whereas in Seven Deadly Sins, you're probably going to care about most of the characters you come across. just because of the way that there's just so many characters in Fairy Tail. It's hard to focus on, all of them at the same time. Whereas in Seven Deadly Sins, they do have that ability to pretty much focus on all of them. So, I mean, in terms of characters, on the Seven Deadly Sins side, you have Meliodas, Bond, King, Diane, Gotha, Hawk's mom. I mean, you have a lot of good characters. You have Gil Thunder, you have Hauser, Griamore. I mean, there's a lot of good characters now on the Fairy Tail side. You got Natsu, Gray, Urza. Urza's one of my favorites, hands down. So is Natsu. Loxus, Master Makarov, Lucy, Happy. You got a lot of characters on the Fairy Tail side too, but then there's a whole lot. I mean, it would take me like probably the whole video to name everybody in Fairy Tail. But to be honest, I love the characters in Fairy Tail. Like I said, honestly, my two favorite characters out of the whole series are probably in Fairy Tail. Out of both of the series, Urza, Master Makarov, and Natsu. But I really love Meliodas, Bond, Hawk too, and King. So, but to be honest, as I'm thinking about it, my intentions was to give Fairy Tail a 4. Yeah, I'm going to give Fairy Tail the 4 in this case. And give Seven Deadly Sins the 5. Only because, like I said, I think the way the stories are structured, Seven Deadly Sins just fleshes out their characters just a little bit better than Fairy Tail does. The next category is music. Now, I'm going to tell you, if music means a lot to you in anime, and to me it does. Like, for me, if an anime has good music, I'll probably watch it more than once. If an anime doesn't have good music, I'm probably only going to watch it one time, and that's going to be it. Music means a lot. And both of these animes have some of the best music I've ever heard in any anime. They're right up there, right at the very top. The music is totally different, which is crazy. Totally different, but they both have excellent music, and honestly, I gotta give both of them a 5. Now, for the protagonists, I'm gonna say it's hard to really say in Fairy Tail, but I'm gonna say it's Natsu, and possibly Lucy, Natsu and Lucy, and then Seven Deadly Sins is Meliodas and possibly Elizabeth. And I'm gonna say, honestly, both of the characters, Natsu is so good. I mean, Natsu's a badass. I mean, he's the type of character who never dies, And yeah, it's just hard to say. But Meliodas is a beast of a character too. He's definitely the best character in Seven Deadly Sins. Whereas Natsu is actually not the best character. Their character's stronger than Natsu in Fairy Tail, much stronger. But his heart, I mean, he just never quits. He always goes forward. Man, this is a tough one. I'm gonna give them both a 5. I really, yeah, they both have really good protagonists. So I'm gonna give both of them a 5. And the last category is gonna be comedy. You're probably wondering, okay, what difference does comedy make in an action fighting genre? But these are two animes who make very good use of comedy. Both of them are very good in that respect. That's probably why they both are so popular, because not only do you have awesome fighting, but you also have a lot of funny moments. Seven Deadly Sins is really good in this respect, but I think Fairy Tail is even better, to be honest. I think Fairy Tail may have the best comedy in all of anime that I've seen so far, and I've seen a lot of anime. But Fairy Tail just seems to do it in a way. I mean, it's just so many funny moments. And Fairy Tail has Master Makarov. He's the master of the guild, but he's like a really little short guy. And when he gets angry, it's just really, really funny. And Seven Deadly Sins doesn't really have anybody like a Master Makarov. But like I said, they do have a lot of funny moments with Meliodas and Hawk and Bond. I mean, there's a lot of funny moments in both, but I'm gonna give this edge to Fairy Tail. I'm gonna give them a 5 and give Seven Deadly Sins a 4. So that is the end of it. Let me tally up these scores. excuse me, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 29. Seven Deadly Sins has 29. And let's see, 9, 13, 18, 23, 28. Okay, so Fairy Tail has 28. So, in terms of the two animes, in terms of how I scored them with the categories, Seven Deadly Sins came out 1 point ahead of Fairy Tail. So that tells you just how close they really are. I mean, they both about fighting and magic, and Seven Deadly Sins is kind of set around the time of King Arthur, and I'm assuming Fairy Tail is modern day. It's hard to tell because they use a funny date. They use weird dates. But it seems like it's more modern than Seven Deadly Sins. But they're two awesome animes. They both are about fighting and magic and courage and, heart, conviction. Both of them really focus on those things and, what it means to be a warrior, pretty much. I'm going to say, like I said, Fairy Tail is geared a little bit towards a slightly younger audience. And I think Seven Deadly Sins is geared more towards, the upper teenage audience. But they both are excellent animes. I will recommend them to both of you. But in terms of the contest, the winner is Seven Deadly Sins by 1 point. And I think the next video I'm going to do is One Punch Man versus Mob Psycho 100. I'm going to compare those two the exact same way. If you're an anime fan, I hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you next time. Peace.